Camizo homered in the first inning. He's tied with Andrew Kirchner for the club lead with 14 home runs each. He also leads the club with 24 doubles.
I'm surprised that you didn't see Chamizo or Kirchner doing the batting in the knockout round. The runner goes, the throw down from Carmine Lane is off target, and it hits the batter, and it's going to careen all the way into shallow left field. Coming in on it is Tyler Gannis, and ultimately that's going to allow Cooper Hex to make it all the way to third, but his hands are on his knees as he got laced by the throw from Carmine Lane.
Certainly a tough break there. It looked like a pretty good throw from Lane towards the bag, just ricocheted off the runner and rolled into left field, and he was able to take an extra base as a result. For Cooper Hex, that's stolen base number 11 on the season. Well, Yuba-Sutter has been a club that's racked up the stolen base. They're not necessarily a huge power hitting team, but that's the 133rd stolen base for Yuba-Sutter this season.
That's also brutal for Carmine because that's an error on the catcher as the 2-2 pitch works inside for ball 3. But can't really get mad at Carmine for clipping the batter, although his throw was slightly over to the right side. So Chamizo stands in the box, full count. McMahon, dead center of the rubber. His pitch is poked foul, and we'll do the payoff pitch once again. 2 outs so far in this inning. 1 run has come around to score. Hext is the man threatening 90 feet away. McMahon will toy with his rosin bag quickly and then step into the center of the rubber. Glove at his belt. Here's his left leg kick and deal on the ground. It's going to be a big run for Cole Jordan, who was shaded way over to his left at second base, and that's going to be a base hit that scores Cooper Hext for the second run of this inning. And it's now a 5-2 lead for the Freebirds.
It's one of those, once McMahon couldn't come up with it, it was going to be a tough play for either Jordan or Valentine. And Yuba-Sutter, they're just placing the ball exactly in the exact right spots. As Wee Willie Killer would say, you got to hit them where they ain't. That's exactly what Yuba-Sutter's doing here in the first 2 innings.
You heard Ed Campanello, the manager for the Raptors, talk about the fact that in a 7-inning game, you might be doing a little more small ball. We've already had 2 home runs in this game, but thus far, the 2 runs that have scored in the top of the second, all via small ball and solid base hits. McMahon's first pitch misses outside to Christian Castaneda. Castaneda doubled his last time up, getting his first start of the day. The 1-0 pitch is flied up in the air, up the right field line, and now tailing foul.
Something changed for Yuba-Sutter there, top of the 7th inning of the first game. You know, they were held scoreless in the first 6 innings of the first game today, and well, they've scored 17 runs here in the last 5 innings.
Castaneda's in his second year with the Freebirds, and in his 3rd year playing for Frank Gonzalez as he came over from Grand Junction, which is where Gonzalez managered before coming over to Yuba-Sutter. So it's a 1-1 count. McMahon's pitch is in the top of the strike zone for called strike 2. Castaneda batting .291, earning his 63rd start today. 84th game of the season for both these 2 teams. The runner goes on the 1-2. This one's pulled, and laying out is Carmine Lane. No, that's Dylan Wilkinson, the third baseman, coming in to replace Lane in game 2 of this doubleheader, and that line out will end the inning. Yuba-Sutter 5, Ogden 2. We'll be back for the bottom of the 2nd inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Whatever you do, don't drop the ball at the Raptors Stadium. And we don't want to let you drop the ball for your insurance. We want to make sure that you have the proper coverage and the best price. Here at the Insurance Center, we're going to take care of you. We've had a great relationship with the Raptors, and we want to have a great relationship with you. Your auto, your home, your life, your health, your business. We have experts that are there to take care of you. We've been doing this for a long time. We are your trusted choice insurance agency here locally. We are the only best practice insurance agency north of Salt Lake. Realize that we're going to take the best care of you. Give us a call, 801-622-2626. Look us up online, www.insurancecenterut.com. We're here to take care of you and hit the ball out of the park.
This can keep a battle buddy safe from the risk of suicide. I get it, it's just a phone. But when you call a friend, you show that you care. which can help them fight their inner battle. Now drop and call 20 people.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors broadcast network. In the bottom of the second inning, it's a 5-2 lead in favor of the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds, and the designated hitter, Garrett Bivacqua, the 7-hole hitter, will be trying to get something going for his Ogden Raptors. Left-hander going against the righty Silvas. First pitch is taken high, right field. Homer. That's one way to start the inning. Garrett Bivacqua, 5th home run of the year.
Lots of left-handed hitters like that ball down and in. That's exactly where he got it. As he just played golf and hit it over the right field wall. It was 395 feet. And Bivacqua, who's got pretty good power on pitches down and in, got all of that one. That's certainly huge for the Raptors trying to climb back into this game.
Had high-scoring games in this series thus far. Every team that has won has scored 11 or more. As Dylan Wilkinson goes down low, searching, and swings and misses on the first pitch. So you know that this 5-3 number is likely not where we're going to end. Raptors still could be right in this game. Here's the 0-1 pitch, showing bunt and pulling back as Wilkinson, and that'll be too low for ball one. Wilkinson making a start in his second straight game. This morning he went 2 for 5 with an RBI. The catcher, Aragon, who I will say wears some bright orange armor. I mean, that is, you could see that up in the Milky Way, I think.
You can see that from 10 miles away.
So Wilkinson on a 1-1 count after the mound meeting, fouls it away. And Joshua Ijeka takes cover in the dugout. I don't care about any of the players. I just want to make sure my camera guy is okay. And he is.
Camera's all right?
I don't care about the camera. I just care about Josh.
Right. Josh and the camera are doing okay.
Josh's camera took a line drive off the top of it earlier this year. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Wilkinson holds back in a ball that misses high and out of the zone, and we're now at 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Garrett Bivacqua got this inning started off right with his solo shot. Raptors are within 2. It's a 5-3 game in favor of the Freebirds. Wilkinson setting up tight to the chalk line in the left-hander's batter's box. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and he hits this one up past the third baseman, Zach Chamizo, who tried to snag it on a backhand and wasn't able to do so, and Wilkinson will hold up at first. Wilkinson hit that one right where it came to him. Caught the outside of the zone. He just flailed his hands, got a little bit of lumber on it, and took it right up the left field line.
There's really not much the third baseman could do except for react and stick his glove and hope that the ball catches it, but just couldn't catch it. And for Wilkinson, as you mentioned, this is his last game of the season, and looks like he's going out on a good note.
Bradley Pell sets up. He did not play in this morning's game, getting the start at right field, so his first at-bats of the day. First pitch misses outside. Pell, another one of those group of Raptors who is on the team for a consecutive year. This year batting .269. Looking to improve that clip a little bit. It's coming off of a .360 year for him last year. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one just misses a bit too low. And so Bradley Pell finds himself ahead in this count 2-0. Ogden Raptors are wearing their white jerseys with blue sleeves and the stitching down the side. Looking like baseball aces. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Silvas, and this one is taken right where it came from. Left field, that's going to go down as a base hit, and Dylan Wilkinson is going to extend to third after the mishandled ball. Ooh, Bradley Pell trying second, and he makes it there in time. Aggressive base running for Bradley Pell. The second they saw Josh Duarte not cleanly pick up the ball in left field, both Pell and Wilkinson immediately got on their horses.
Looked like either the left fielder or center fielder could have come up with it and just ricocheted off Duarte's gloves. It looked like Duarte didn't keep his eye on the ball and just had it rattle. And boy, good base running by both Wilkinson and Pell to take an extra 90 feet.
So now you've got runners on second and third, and the big part about both of those players extending, namely Pell, is that it takes the double play ball out of play. Tyler Gannis steps up to bat for his second time today. He worked a walk to lead off this game. Stepping off the mound is going to be Anthony Silvas as he recollects himself and now toes the rubber once again. His pitch into Gannis is a shown bunt, pushed up the first base line, checking home, and now throwing over to first is Silvas. He gets the out, but Dylan Wilkinson comes home to score on a perfectly executed bunt by Gannis, and the lead for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds is now just one.
Give Gannis an RBI on that one. It's one of those where it looked like, if the pitcher would have come off aggressively towards the ball, may have had a play at the plate. But, once he got the ball, I figured the only play was the first. Kind of a safety squeeze. The runner was kind of waiting until contact was made, and Gannis kind of bounced it back towards the pitcher, and Wilkinson was able to score easily.
First out of the inning comes off that sac bunt, so now there is one out. 2 runs have already come around to score, and Carmine Lane is the man up to bat with the tying run in the form of Bradley Pell in scoring position at third, just 90 feet away.
Kind of a very unorthodox squeeze play, but it worked for the Raptors.
First pitch to Lane misses too low for ball 1, so a 1-0 count. Castaneda. Comes the pitch, and it is lined into left field. That will go down as another base hit. Bradley Pell trots into home, and we're tied 5-5.
Boy, the bottom of the order getting it done for the Raptors. Bavacqua with a home run, back-to-back singles, and Gannis with a perfect bunt, and Carmine Lane with another line drive. Oh, he's been a line drive and RBI machine for the Raptors all year.
Chase Valentine steps up to bat with Carmine Lane on first. Just one out, a chance to give the Raptors a lead for the first time in the second game of the doubleheader. Ogden trailed by 3 after the top of the first, cut it down to a 1-run lead in the bottom, but then it stretched back up into a 3-run lead to the top of the second. Tied it back up with 3 runs. First pitch incoming to Chase Valentine. From Silvas. He hits this one high into left field. It's going to be handled by Josh Duarte, who is able to catch that cleanly for the second out of the inning, and Carmine Lane retreats to first base. Interesting scoreboard we have going on right now as Yuba-Sutter is 3-2. The line below it is Raptors 2-3, so just kind of inverse games so far by these two teams. And it's both teams with 5 runs and 5 hits. The only difference is the Raptors have that one error, which was an unfortunate error on the catcher when it careened off of Cooper Hext. Nonetheless, Colson Lawrence steps up to bat his second time today. First pitch works up and inside for ball 1.
Well, I do think the left fielder probably shouldn't have gotten an error there to have Wilkinson advance to third and Pell advance to second, because if he would have come up with a baseball, it would just be first and second.
1-0 count to Colson Lawrence, who hit a home run his last time up, a 2-run homer. Next pitch, unloaded on in the wrong direction, and it'll be 1-1 after that ball sails foul. Lawrence, the most powerful player on this team, and Ed Campanello knew it. I talked to him before FanFest, which was all the way back at the beginning of the season, before the season even started. Campy said that Lawrence has the most power of any player he's seen in 5 years. The ball skirts to the left of Aragon, the catcher, but not enough for Carmine Lane to take second, but it is a ball, so it's a 2-1 count.
So it's really no surprise to him that he's got 27 homers and 110 RBIs. And we still got 2 weeks left. He's probably going to be over the 30 mark by the end of the season.
If you add in his knockout round home runs, which shouldn't count, but could be acknowledged, he's added, I think, about 4 or 5 in the knockout rounds. 2-1 pitch towards him. Catches him up in on the hands. He's jammed. It's going towards the wall, and watching it go over the wall is Zeb Rouse. Talk about power. An inside ball up out of the zone, and Colson Lawrence still hits it out of the park. The sound of it, the way the swing looked, all of that had jam written all over it, and yet that ball is out on the street.
He muscled that one out to straightaway center field, and Boy, that's something. That's pure power. Second two-run homer for Lawrence in this game alone. That's right. We've only played 2 innings. He's already got 2 two-run homers.
2-run homers were the recipe for success in the Raptors back in Game 3. Remember, they took their first 8 runs off of 4 two-run homers. Tyler Stone, broken bat on the first pitch. That's going into right field, and that drops in front of Christian Castaneda. Another hit for the Raptors, continuing to add on runs with 2 outs.
Stone will trade a bat for a hit any day, and then he got jammed on that one and just kind of muscled it towards right field. Boy, the Raptors have got some pretty good power threats at the plate this season.
4 of the 7 Raptor runs have been scored with 2 outs. Both of Colson Lawrence's 2-run homers came on 2 outs. Tyler Stone will stand on first for Cole Jordan, who grounded out to his second base counterpart last time up. Tight on the plate are his toes. Here's the first pitch. That works inside on him, ball 1. So Cole Jordan crowding the plate a little bit here against the right-hander Anthony Silvas. Silvas hangs his right arm, which is clad in a black arm sleeve, and then goes into his motion. The 1-0 pitch held back on, but it's still a called strike. 84 miles an hour, and Cole Jordan just didn't have a great beat on the speed that it came in on, so he held back rather than weak contact. 1-1 pitch with 2 outs is hit on a rope over on one hop to the third baseman, and he'll give it off to Jordan Donahue at second for the force play to end the inning. But the Ogden Raptors put up a 5 spot. They're the owner of the big inning as it stands right now, and they lead this one 7-5 after just 2 innings. Lots of offense headed into the top of the 3rd inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years. Getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
First pitch is swung on and hit up the third base line for a base hit as it bounced off of the glove of Dylan Wilkinson. That hit by Josh Duarte. Now, Wilkinson gloved a line drive back in the last inning and then unable to get a glove on that one, so I'd say that's fair. You're probably only making one of those 2 plays.
Yeah, just another line shot by Duarte. 103 miles an hour off the bat. We've had so much action here in the first 2.5 innings.
First pitch is a called strike on the outside of the zone to Jordan Donahue, who struck out swinging his last time up. Donahue is the victim of the only strikeout we've had today on either side. Not really the claim to fame that you want, but he's going to look to amend that line right now. A 1 pitch is taken on the ground. Coming in on it is Wilkinson. He fields it on the grass and crossbody throw over to first for the first out of the inning. Good hustle play by Dylan Wilkinson, but that hit does advance the runner, so a productive out.
Pretty good play by Wilkinson, considering that the last hop was kind of a higher hop, and he did a good job adjusting to it and had plenty of time and made a good throw to Stone.
So with a runner on second, Diego Aragon will step into the box. He grounded out to shortstop his last time up. Aragon enters into today's game, batting at 296, just shy of 300 as the first pitch come towards him and misses a bit too high for ball one.
Diego Aragon, no relation to former Utah Grizzly forward Aaron Aragon.
Left-hander with bright yellow and orange cleats, waves his bat, almost pointing back towards McMahon, the pitcher. He takes this one back towards the second baseman, Jordan, who fields it cleanly and hands it off to Tyler Stone at third for the second out of the inning. Josh Duarte continues to just make his way around the bases. He's made his way over to third now, but 2 outs.
McMahon doing a good job getting ground balls. In fact, there's been quite a few ground balls that he has thrown. There's at least 4 here so far in the first 3 innings. McMahon, when he's on, he can do a good job moving the ball up and down and in and out and can catch the corners.
McMahon looking to hold the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds scoreless for the first time in this game. The first pitch is fouled back off the bat of Kyle Carlson for strike 1. Carlson was responsible for one of those 4 ground outs we've had today. He grounded out to Cole Jordan at second base his last time up. 4 ground outs to go along with 3 either flyouts or lineouts, and just 1 strikeout. Here's the 0-1 pitch. McMahon changed his delivery a little bit on that one, much more just straight over the top, but it missed a bit high for ball 1. Carlson with the neck of a turtleneck poking out from his jersey on the 1-1 count. Hits this one up the right field line, but foul. I got to imagine that that's a little bit warm to have that extra fabric around the neck.
A bit of a fashion statement, but, you know, it must be comfortable.
It's not a long sleeve, as he doesn't have a sleeve on his left arm. Only a white sleeve on his right arm. He faces the 1-2 count with 2 outs. Pitch from McMahon up too high, as McMahon kind of went to that same motion again. It's slightly more deliberate. His left leg kick is longer, and his delivery is straight over the top. McMahon shakes off one sign, likes the next one. Pulls back, glove at his belt. Here comes a 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. That one swung on and missed for a strikeout. McMahon ends the inning with a K, and the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds have been held scoreless for the first time today. Remember, just a 7-inning game, so we're almost halfway through. Tied up. No, it's 7-5 in favor of the Raptors after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable. And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love.
I'd fix just about anything.
You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that. At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. In the bottom of the 3rd inning, we have had an offensive-heavy game. 7 runs for the Raptors, 5 for Yuba-Sutter, but Yuba-Sutter got held scoreless for the first time in this ball game in the top of the 3rd. Anthony Silvest going to look to do the same for the Raptors in the bottom of this 3rd, but the Raptors almost batted around in the last inning, bringing up 9 players to the plate, which means that we start out with Garrett Bivacqua once again. He's the man who led off the 2nd inning with a solo home run. Here's his 0-1 pitch. And Bivacqua falls behind 0-2 quickly in this count.
High-scoring game, but I can't imagine it's going to be anything like it was last week, where last Sunday, Tyler Gannis had 7 hits, and the Raptors defeated Idaho Falls 31-15.
The 0-2 is taken on one hop by Donahue at second base, and he gets it over to Carlson for the first out of the inning on a classic 4-3 grounder. So Bavacqua not as much success as his last time up, but his last home run was really the catalyst for a huge inning for the Raptors, where they scored 5. Thus far in this series, the owner of the big inning has been the winner of the game. If that holds suit, the Raptors right now with 5 runs in the bottom of the second are sitting in good position. Dylan Wilkinson steps up. First pitch to him is a called strike in the bottom of the zone. Wilkinson singled to left field his last time up. Back-to-back lefties in the bottom of this batting order in the form of Wilkie and Bradley Pell. The next pitch misses outside. Looked like that was about where they wanted that pitch, though, as Aragon was set up, left knee dropped on the outside of the zone. Sidestepping into the motion is Silvas, and that one's going to be hit into the gap. Left field once again. Wilkinson liking the opposite field today. That's his second base hit of the game. And if you go back into the first game of this doubleheader, he went opposite field for a single twice.
He likes to go to the opposite field. Silvas actually has a pretty good fastball. That last one was at 92 miles an hour. And so a lot of Raptors are taking that approach. In fact, you see the center fielder kind of playing and shading each Raptors hitter towards the opposite field, kind of indicating the kind of fastball that Silvas has. And so Raptors hitters are not trying to pull him, not trying to do too much, and they put together some good approaches as a result.
Bradley Pell up to bat, pickoff throw. Wilkinson just stays on his feet and hops back onto first base. Last game that I'm calling this season, as I have to head back to college, so I want to hear from you all on the text line, 385-240-1121. One of the last times I get to say that this summer. First pitch to Bradley Pell misses outside. Popping out of his squat quickly is Aragon, as they're keeping an eye on Wilkinson for sure over at first base. It's a 1-0 count to Bradley Pell.
Well, make sure to enjoy college, because once it's over, then you got to go through the real world, and the real world, unfortunately, is it's a bit of a beast at times.
You're supposed to make me excited to graduate, Tyson. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Bradley Pell. He waves on misses on one that was a bit outside the zone. Makes it a 1-1 count.
Hey, enjoy the college days, because it doesn't get any better than that. You think it does.
This is a very pessimistic view on my future. My gosh, I'm going to have a crisis after this. 1-1 count. Bradley Pell stands in, left-hander with 1 out. Teal bat that actually matches the Yuba-Sutter jerseys. Wilkinson goes. The throw from Aragon hits the back of Silvas, and the ball is going to go all the way into shallow right field. Dylan Wilkinson decides to hold up and go back to second, but that one smacked Silvas right in his backside. That was ball to cheek.
You know, the pitcher's a little perturbed there, and the catcher kind of has to be like, yeah, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that." Well, we saw McMahon almost get hit with one, and the catcher just pegged his own pitcher. A tough break there. Stolen base for Wilkinson.
Despite all that, Wilkinson makes it to second on the stolen base, and it is now a 2-1 count to Bradley Pell as that pitch missed for a ball.
That throw was like life after college.
2-1, pitch misses too low. Well, these catchers are not the main catchers for the team. Carmine Lane is actually a third baseman turned catcher, whereas Aragon is a tried and true catcher. But you have seen it a little bit when it comes to the throwing accuracy of these two catchers thus far in this game. 3-1 count on Bradley Pell. He can be choosy here. Here comes the pitch from Silvas, and he hits this one on a high hop. It's handled by Donahue at the back of the infield, and he'll throw it off to first base. For the second out of the inning, Dylan Wilkinson has made his way over to third. So a productive out despite getting out by Bradley Pell. And we'll roll back over to the top of the order with Tyler Gannis. Carmine Lane will stand on deck if it does get to him. See a guy walking up the steps right now with 3 different Pepsi products. That's a bold play. He's got a churro in hand as well. First pitch to Tyler Gannis is a called strike in the bottom of the zone.
Well, that's a tough task to not spill. I mean, remember, it was just earlier this homestand. You ran up those stairs and you took a spill yourself.
That was brutal. I have a bruise from that still. My left shin. It's purple and blue. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Gannis. That one misses too low. Remember, Tyler Gannis, the guy who walks more than he strikes out. A very tough out at the plate. He's still looking to notch his first at-bat of the night as he's walked and had a sacrifice bunt. 1-1 pitch is swung on the ground. That is going to get into the glove of the shortstop. A throw on the ground, and it doesn't make it over to first in time. Dylan Wilkinson comes around to score. That ball was fielded very deep in the infield by Isaac Nunez. After a spin move, he threw it, and it skipped a couple times before getting into the glove of Kyle Carlson and just didn't quite make it there in time. But all around, still a good defensive effort for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds.
Oh, what a play by Nunez. Got to the ball, spun around, made a good throw, and boy, it looked like Gannis didn't beat that one by much. Well, that was an outstanding baseball play all around, and Raptors are happy it went their way.
Tyler Gannis picks up his first hit of the night in his first official at-bat, and it'll bring up Carmine Lane with 2 outs. Raptors lead this one 8-5 at the moment. First pitch incoming to Carmine Lane, who's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Aragon, after catching the ball, popped up quickly and made a move to look like he was going to throw to try to pick off Gannis, but didn't actually throw the ball. First pitch missed too low, so it's a 1-0 count to Carmine. Carmine, no batting gloves. Red tape on his wrists match the laces on the side of his pants. One knee down, set up for Aragon. The pitch is taken on the ground. Coming over to it is the second baseman. Sliding catch, and then thrown over to first to Kyle Carlson for the last out of the inning. Jordan Donahue showing off his range as he slid on his bottom knee to field that ball and make the play. Ogden Raptors add 1 more run to their total. It's an 8-5 game in favor of the home team heading into the top of the 4th after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up. So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
When it comes to value, Red Pocket Mobile knocks it out of the park. Premium 5G plans start at just $10 a month, and that price stays locked in. No curveballs. Step up to better wireless at redpocket.com. Proud sponsor of the Pioneer Baseball League. Red Pocket Mobile. Save hundreds per year on cell service. Now, I'm just cheering for the Red Pocket baseball team to pick up a win.
Boy, they looked like they were on the way this morning, as they had the exact same situation as we had here in Ogden, where they had a suspended game in the middle of the 3rd inning. But Idaho Falls defeated them 4-3. Red Pocket has lost 30 games in a row as to what we believe is a minor league record. And they're playing game 2 of their doubleheader at Melaleuca Field. And it looks like in that game, they're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Idaho Falls leads Red Pocket 10-7 in what is a scheduled 7-inning game.
Parker McMahon's first pitch lifted high in the air, left field. Tyler Gannis watches it go out of the ballpark. Solo home run by Isaac Nunez to start off this 4th inning. I mean, we have had no shortage of home runs so far in this game. That is the 4th that we have seen.
2 home runs for the Freebirds and 2 home runs for the Raptors.
Actually, I was wrong. 3 for the Raptors. Colson has 2 alone.
Oh, that's right.
And then Valentine has added on 1.
4th home run of the season for Nunez and 24th RBI.
So the Freebirds start off the bottom of their 4th in the same way that the Raptors started off the bottom of their 2nd. First pitch is a called strike coming into Zeb Rouse. Parker McMahon thus far has done all right going through the batting order for the 2nd time. Now we'll enter into his 3rd go-around. His next pitch misses outside, 4-1. Gave up 3 runs in the first time through the order, gave up 2 runs in the second time through the order. Next pitch misses for ball 2, so it's a 2-1 count. McMahon toes the rubber, dead center. Left leg kick, and the pitch is taken out of play foul to make it a 2-2 count. It's funny when the inning starts with a leadoff homer, because then the appearance for the next man up is just the start of an inning. No runners on, no outs, but everyone knows the run has been recorded. Here comes the 2-2 from McMahon. That's swung on and lifted foul once again out of play, so we'll do it all over again. Yuba-Sutter bounced back very well from going scoreless in the top of that 3rd inning. Already have scored a run here in this 4th with no outs. They cut the deficit down to 2. Yuba-Sutter came from behind in the game today earlier, and the 2-2 was lifted into left field. Tyler Gannis on the chase, and that bounces off the top of the brick wall. Gannis will catch it after the ricochet and throw it in, but it'll be a stand-up double for Zeb Rouse as the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds have gotten a bit of a rally going.
For Rouse utilizes left center field. That was 375 feet. As nobody's loosening up in the Ogden bullpen, and this will be the 3rd trip through the order. In fact, Rouse obviously the leadoff hitter, 3rd time through the order, and it's going to be interesting to see what kind of adjustments Parker McMahon makes, as obviously the Freebirds are making some adjustments to him.
Might have spoke too soon, as now the 3rd time through the order is not going super well. Starting off super well, that is. First pitch to Cooper Hext is taken high up in the air into left field. Tyler Gannis will come in on it as he shades his eyes from the sun. He has a beat on it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and Rose will retreat back to second base.
He might have those flip-on shades. Looks like he flipped them on and was able to make the catch. That's certainly a tougher play than a lot of people will know.
I like the flip-on shades. You've been seeing a couple clips on Instagram of players in the outfield in the MLB taking the sunglasses off their hats and putting them all the way on. It just seems like a lot of extra movement, in my opinion. Zach Chamizo will step up, and the runner will go to 3rd, off-speed pitch, and that's about the worst pitch that Parker McMahon could have thrown in that scenario, as it took a very long time to get home, and it was an easy stolen base for Zeb Rouse.
Looked like Rouse just had a beat on McMahon, just focusing on the plate, and was able to take 3rd base easily.
So now Zeb stands 90 feet away. Next pitch misses outside, so it's now a 2-0 count to Chamizo. Chamizo, perfect 2 for 2 tonight, a homer and a single. Having one of his best games of this series with 3 RBIs already. He's contributed to exactly half of the runs for the Freebirds. The next pitch misses too high as well, so that's 3 straight balls out of the hand of Parker McMahon. He'll need to locate on this next one. Couple people starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Raptors, but early on, and 3-0 pitch misses outside. It's a 4-pitch walk given up from Parker McMahon. Only the 2nd walk that Parker has given up. He walked the first batter of the ball game and then has made it through the batting order twice and some change before walking another. But that does place runners on the corners with just 1 out, as Christian Castaneda will step up. Double play would end the inning. Raptors middle infield creeping in, but still fairly deep. The corners are, I guess, first base even with the bag. That's Tyler Stone. He's covering. Dylan Wilkinson is behind his base as the first pitch is a ball to Christian Castaneda. So that's 5 straight balls from Parker McMahon. Deep breath pickoff throw. Tyler Stone was ready, but so was Chamizo, and he'll be back on first safely. Circling his bat once before he brings it over his right shoulder is Castaneda. He rocks it around with his black batting gloves. He takes this one right back up the middle, straight away, center field, and it bounces off the top of the wall. Coming around to score from 3rd is going to be Zeb Rouse. Following suit is Jack Chamizo. The throw is not there, and it's a 2-run double to tie up the ball game at 8 by Christian Castaneda.
Like Chamizo got a pretty good read off the bat, knowing that it was going to bounce off the wall. And once it bounced off the wall, he was already between 2nd and 3rd and was able to score easily. Just like that, we got a new game as we've got another Pioneer League special here as Yuba-Sutter had struggled a little bit in terms of season batting stats, why they put together some pretty good numbers here in this series.
Carmine Lane's going to go out and have a couple words with his pitcher. The right-hander warming up for the Ogden Raptors is Gabriel Pacheco, who has already pitched twice in this series and has pitched 4 times in this homestand. That homestand, remember, dates all the way back 2 weeks ago when the Idaho Falls Chuckers came into town. The Raptors playing 12 home games in 13 days. 2 doubleheaders mixed into there as well. So after the mound visit, Josh Duarte will step up to bat with a runner on second. Still just 1 out in this inning. First pitch is a called strike on the outside of the zone. Good frame by Carmine Lane. Duarte so far reached base in the first inning on a Chase Valentine error and then also singled his last time up. So he's 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the 0-1 pitch towards him, and that one also catches his own. So called strike 2. McMahon ahead in this count. Parker McMahon with his front left toes pointing towards home plate. He'll bring them back and face them towards thirds now as he checks the runner. Here's his 0-2 pitch, and it's fouled away. Duarte will live to see another pitch. Both teams' starting pitchers, as of now, are still in the game. There is a person in the Yuba-Sutter bullpen that's just kind of standing there. He's not actually pitching yet. And Pacheco continues to warm up for the Raptors. 0-2 pitch with 1 out, and that one misses a bit too high for ball 1. Duarte lays off. Duarte looking at a 1-2 count. Brings his bat through the strike zone once. Now sets up, ready for the offering. He takes this one into right field, up jammed on the hands, and it lands just barely foul. Lucky for the Raptors, as Stone and Pell were converging on it, but that ball was in no man's land.
Foul by inches. You know, some of those have fallen in Yuba-Sutter's favor, and that time the Raptors got a bit of a break. That was an inside pitch. Looked like Duarte got jammed a little bit, but just not quite the accuracy for him, and the Raptors will certainly take a little bit of luck.
Remember, we are over halfway through this ball game. Only 7 innings for game 2. Tied up at 8. Here's the 1-2 pitch from McMahon, and it's fouled back. Feels like McMahon will get himself into these 1-2 positions, and then these Yuba-Sutter bats are just continuing to battle, and McMahon hasn't been able to lay down the hammer of that third strike pitch.
Seems like that third strike, third strike always seems to be the toughest one to get. But McMahon has done a good job of getting himself in those sort of positions. See if we get Duarte to chase here.
McMahon checks Castaneda on second. Now his pitch down in the dirt. Good sliding block by Carmine Lane, and it's now 2-2. We're an out early for it to be deuces, as it is 2-2 with just 1 out. There is a runner on second, though.
Wonder, in a 7-inning game, when do you sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game? Do you do so after the 5th?
5th, maybe? 5th feels right to me. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed as Duarte did chase one up in the zone. McMahon's third strikeout, and it's the second out of this 4th inning.
Just what McMahon needed. He needed a chase there as Duarte seemed to be on top of the fastball, and Duarte just chased up high as he just couldn't help himself. Obviously, with 2 strikes, you want to make sure you're swinging at anything close. That wasn't particularly close, but McMahon gets a strikeout.
Now with 2 outs, the first pitch is a called strike off speed to Jordan Donahue. 79 miles an hour that just barely touched the top of the strike zone. Donahue, the left-hander. Honolulu, Hawaii, went to the University of Hawaii. One of the shorter members of the team. Here comes the 0-1 count, and that one misses a bit inside. Donahue had seemingly an overreaction as that ball didn't seem that inside, but he backpedaled out of the batter's box pretty quickly. So now it'll be a 1-1 count to the 5'10" Honolulu native. This 1-1 is lifted up in the air in the infield. Chase Valentine has a beat on it, and he squeezes it for the last out of the inning. Yuba-Sutter puts up 3 runs, and we're tied up at 8 heading into the bottom of the 4th after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Do Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Who's pitching?
3 wireless carriers.
Big corporate mobile. Our stock always goes up.
So do your prices. I'm out. We're cheap, just like your coverage.
We're Red Pocket, your new ultimate cell carrier. Only we give you all 3. No price increases, 2-minute care, and all major networks for your best 5G coverage.
What's your ask?
$10.
You've got a deal. Switch to Red Pocket. Like me, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 4th inning, and we are joined now by Frank Gonzalez, the manager for... No, I don't think we are. We'll work on that.
We do have a new pitcher for Yuba-Sutter, and it's Jared Schaefer. He's making his 7th appearance. He's made 5 starts. Schaefer's got a 0-3 record with a 7.62 or under on average. He's worked 26 innings, allowed 32 hits. 23 runs, 22 of them earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 22, and the Pioneer League is batting .302 against him.
Turns out I was just manifesting. Now we are joined by Frank Gonzalez, the manager for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. Manager Gonzalez, you guys fought back very well in the end of this morning's game, I guess I should say. What contributes to kind of that never say die attitude, especially at the end of quite a few games in a row for your team?
Well, I just think that's it. You know, you just kind of take quality at bats and hope the next guy does it for you, and you hand it to the next guy, and we did a good job of that in game 1.
What was the change that you guys made against Parker McMahon? Seemed to have a lot more success against him in a few recent at-bats with hard hit balls.
No, I just think, you know, laying off the breaking pitches and trying to get the fastballs and good counts, I think it put us in a good position, but you still got to hit. You got to hit the barrel, and that guys did a good job of that today.
Absolutely. That is manager Frank Gonzalez. We really appreciate you hopping on our broadcast all week long. It means a lot.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Valentine is looking at a 1-2 count as he fouls off the next pitch. Now, Tyson, tell us a little more about the new pitcher that we have in the form of Schaefer.
Well, with Jared Schaefer, he's from Katy, Texas, played at Dallas Baptist University. And he's a pretty young guy. He's only 22 years old.
His 1-2 pitch is hit on a line, handled by a diving Chamizo at third. Cross-field throw in time. What a play by Zach Chamizo. He laid out, chest to the dirt, popped back up, and still made the throw in time.
You know, when you got those old school signs and you don't have the pitch comm, you know, sometimes the third baseman or maybe even an infielder, you want to know what pitch is coming. That was an off-speed pitch, and knowing that, you know, laying the guy that likes to pull the ball on occasion, third baseman was playing towards the line, and that's why he was able to make a great play like that. He anticipated the off-speed pitch, anticipated Lane pulling it, and he was able to make a great play.
Colson Lawrence lays off an off-speed on the first pitch for called strike 1. Now, almost all of these Raptors have already seen Schaefer as he did come in to start in Game 3. That was that huge victory that the Raptors took 20-7. He went 6 innings, gave up 10 hits, 6 runs, struck out 6, and didn't walk any, so his control was good. This one, taking a straightaway center field on a line, going back and playing it off the wall is Zeb Rouse. Rounding first and heading for second is Colson Lawrence, and he makes it there in time for a double.
Lawrence missed his 3rd home run of the game by just a matter of a few feet. That was 415 feet according to TrackMan, which probably would have been good enough to be out of here. You know, it was just with that high fence there in center field. Sometimes it's not all that far away from home plate for a center field, you know, only about 390 feet. If Lawrence would have had a little bit more height on it, could have been his 3rd home run of the game, but he'll take a double.
So stepping into bat now will be Tyler Stone with a runner on second. Stone has improved his batting average quite a lot, now stands over 300. The first pitch is down in the dirt, and Aragon scuttles around to try to find it, but Colson Lawrence will stay where he is despite ball 1. Tyler Stone started this homestand, batting the homestand, remember, 12-game homestand, not just 6, so 12 games starting against the Idaho Falls Chuckers. He started it batting 176. limited at-bats, but 176. He now bats 310.
That tells you it's been a long homestand, and also tells you that Stone's been outstanding. Hit a home run in that game earlier today. Walked in the first, singled in the second.
So it's a 1-0 count to Tyler Stone, powerful left-hander. Colson Lawrence, the runner on second. Lawrence would be the run that gives the Raptors the lead as we're tied up at 8 right now in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch from Schaefer, and getting crossed up very clearly was Diego Aragon as he reached out for the pitch and then it came into him.
And with that runner at second, sometimes, you switch up the signs, and obviously Schaefer and Aragon got their signals mixed. So they're going to talk it over and see if they can get things squared away. One's a fastball, two's a curveball, three's a change, but obviously with a guy at second, you're probably looking at different sequence of signs.
Don't deal with that when you have pitch comm, but I haven't seen any pitch comm here in the Pioneer League, I don't believe.
I think there might have been one team that's used it that I've seen.
2-0 pitch from Schaefer. That one misses outside as well. Schaefer has that very short-armed motion where he almost shot puts the ball towards home plate. Shot putting a little bit outside the zone right now. It's the 3-0 count to Tyler Stone. Remember, they got the Valentine ground out to start the inning for one, but then Lawrence doubled. That's where we're at now. Tyler Stone lays off the next pitch, and he's worked a 4-pitch walk for the second time this afternoon. The only good news for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds is that does put the double play ball back in play. Force at first, second, and third. Cole Jordan, one of the co-captains in his third year as an Ogden Raptor, steps up to bat.
Jordan has grounded into 7 double plays this season. That normally does a pretty good job putting the bat on the ball. Kind of interesting to see the center fielder shaded quite a bit towards right center field in Raptors Ridge. So there's a big gap in left center field for Jordan.
Jordan goes searching on the first pitch that was outside the zone, and he kind of knew it, holding his finish a little bit. Jordan won't even step out of the box and just get right back into his batting stance as he prepares for the 0-1, ready to bounce back quickly, it seems. Pitch from Schaefer, another swing and a miss, and Jordan will step out of the box this time as he falls behind 0-2. Cole was working a lot on keeping his shoulders level earlier today. One-handed swings on these small foam balls with a small bat, so just really moving everything smaller. Set up outside was Aragon, and they hit their spot perfectly. Trying to see if Cole Jordan would chase for a third time. He doesn't. 1-2 count. One-two count for Jordan. Huge lead off of first for Tyler Stone. Here comes the pitch, and he goes down on it, lifts it high in the air. Running back on it is the first baseman, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Kyle Carlson does, almost as if he was a wide receiver getting led into the end zone by his quarterback.
Pretty good play by the first baseman. Just, ball was in the air long enough that he was able to get there in plenty of time, and he didn't panic, didn't try to make it any tougher than it was, and he made a nice catch. Good job by the Raptors base runners and not assuming anything, and then try to take an extra base that wasn't there.
Jared Schaefer now facing Garrett Bivacqua, the owner of a home run so far in this game. Schaefer, his first pitch, called strike on the outside of the zone. Runners are on first and second, but Jared Schaefer trying to make this a successful Coors Light call to the bullpen and leave the Raptors scoreless in the inning that he has come in to relieve in. A 1 pitch to Garrett Bivacqua, checking the runner on second. Now the pitch is taken on the ground to Donahue at second base. He fields it cleanly and gives it off to Carlson at first for the last out of the inning. The Raptors leave 2 stranded. They're outscored 3-0 in that inning, and we head into the top of the 5th. Tied 8-8 after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Do you thrive on a challenge? Does crafting complex parts ignite your passion? Peterson Inc. isn't your average manufacturer. We're world-class, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. We're looking for skilled welders and machinists to join our team. People who take pride in precision. If you're wanting to contribute to groundbreaking innovations, Peterson Inc. is your place. Visit petersoninc.com and join the team that builds the future.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors broadcast network. Arden Locke and Tyson Whiting, and Gabriel Pacheco is the new pitcher on the mound for the Ogden Raptors, part of a Coors Light call to the bullpen, the first one that the Raptors have used tonight. Pacheco will face off against Diego Aragon as his first batter, and Aragon swings and misses on the first pitch, one that was definitely inside, and he should not have chased.
Fifth appearance for Pacheco. He's worked 5 1/3 innings, allowing 13 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
So an 0-1 count on the catcher Aragon going against the pitcher Pacheco. Next pitch misses just barely in the outside of the zone. Carmine Lane didn't use a challenge as the catcher, but if he did, he would have been successful.
I think both teams still have 2 red pocket mobile strike zone challenges in this second game.
I believe you're right. Here comes the 1-1 from Pacheco. That one works inside and knocks the front knee of Aragon, who just wears it. You can tell he's a catcher with the way he took that one.
Well, he crowded the plate, and he knows that that's going to happen sometimes. And so for Diego Aragon, that's the 4th time he's been hit by a pitch this season, and he's certainly okay with it. Doesn't run all that well to begin with, so he's okay if he gets a little bit of a bruise to the knee.
So a runner on first and no outs. Brings up Kyle Carlson, who's 0 for 2 today. Ground out and a strikeout, still searching for his first hit. First pitch to him, he shows bunt, lays it down perfectly up the third baseline. Wilkinson calls off Pacheco, and he makes the out over at first. Good communication between the third baseman and the new pitcher who has come in, and Wilkinson executes a good fielding play.
Well, Ed Campanella in the second inning mentioned small ball may play a factor in this game, and their small ball played a factor there with the sacrifice bunt. Looks like Aragon's going to get pulled for a pinch runner. He'll probably return, Will Aragon, later on in the game to catch. Looks like Eli Lopez might be the pinch runner at second.
So new runner at second. That pinch runner, as you said, Tyson, represents Diego Aragon, who got on base via hit by pitch. Isaac Nunez will be the man up to bat with 1 out. Runner on second. He holds back on the first pitch that tailed out of the zone. A lot of late movement on that pitch from the hand of Gabriel Pacheco. Nunez hit that towering home run to start off the 4th inning. Looks at a 1-0 count now with a runner on second. He holds back on the next pitch too high as well. So now 2-0. The runner on base that is Diego Aragon's representation. It would be the go-ahead run. So a 2-0 count incoming to Nunez. Pacheco toes the rubber on the third base side, but now steps off the mound and will reset. He toys with the ball behind his back, does Pacheco. His glove folded into his chest. Brings them together at his waist, ready for his 2-0 offering. Here it comes. Check swing, and he did go around for strike one.
Check swing, and then once he realized he went around, then he took a full swing.
Took a full swing. You're going to get a strike. Make the most of it.
That's right. If they're going to call me for a strike, I better get a full swing in.
2-1 count now as Pacheco tries to continue to work into this at-bat, and a check swing that did catch ball. Sails out of play foul. Now on that one, Nunez made contact with the ball and then brought his bat back into its starting position. So he's kind of doing a bit of, reverse and then fast forward, and a lot of extracurriculars for Nunez.
Probably telling himself, just swing the bat, come on.
So it'll be a 2-2 count. Runner on second, one out. Game tied at 8. Here's the pitch from Pacheco. Swung on, right back up the middle. Has a good read on it, does Lawrence, and he has to leap to make the play. He's slow to get the ball back into the infield, and that is going to allow Diego Aragon to take third. That was badly played by Colson Lawrence.
Boy, kind of a strange base running play there by Lopez. It looked like Lawrence didn't get much on the throw towards Valentine, the shortstop. The third base coach, he was wheeling around Lopez. He wanted him to score, but Lopez was just content on taking third base. If Lopez was watching his third base coach and running hard the whole way, he may have tried to score there.
First pitch incoming to Zeb Rouse, top of the batting order from Pacheco. Check swing. It did catch the top of the zone anyway. The issue with what Colson just did is that if you get back on that ball and are able to catch it running in towards the infield, then you have momentum taking you in. Colson got a bad read on it, had to catch the ball with an arm extended over his head, and then all of his weight was going back. This 0-1 pitch is popped up into just the shallow right field area. Cole Jordan goes all the way to foul territory and does make the grab. So Colson Lawrence and his defense are kind of bailed out, and Cole Jordan catches the fly out to end the inning. No run score. We're still tied up at 8, heading into our second to the bottom of the 5th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Every journey starts with a dream, and all dreams come with a price. Saving is an uphill climb, but with goals, determination, and the right partner, there's no dream you can't reach. No peak is too high. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and support I need and is with me every step of the way. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
At GCB Computers, we specialize in high-quality, refurbished computers that save you money without sacrificing performance. We believe in use it before you buy it. Come into our showroom, power up your future computer, and test it out yourself so you can buy with confidence. Visit GCB Computers online at www.gcbcomputers.com or call 385-515-1797. That's GCB Computers, the computer you need at a price you can afford. This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 8. 8 runs apiece. Ogden has not scored since back in the 3rd inning. They were held scoreless in the 4th inning. Their defense held Yuba-Sutter scoreless in the top of this inning for only the 2nd time today. That first hit by Dylan Wilkinson goes past a streaking Jordan Donahue and goes down as a base hit into right field.
Wilkinson went the other way his first 2 at-bats and just lined it past the second baseman on this occasion. So 3 hits for Wilkinson, all of them singles. And so a pretty good Sunday for Dylan Wilkinson.
Man on the mound for the the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds, it's still Jared Schaefer. Schaefer getting a lot of work in as he already started once this week. Laying bound bunt is Bradley Pell. Picking up the ball as the third baseman, and they'll get the out over at first base. That's Chamizo to Carlson connection. But the small ball continues to play a factor as that bunt advances Dylan Wilkinson over to second.
The Raptors playing a little bit of small ball, and that's what Ed Campanella mentioned, especially late here in a close game. Raptors playing for a run or two as they have a little bit of confidence in Ira Austin, who's warming up in the bullpen, and Pacheco. And for the Raptors, they know this one might come down to the end, and they're looking for every run they can get.
We're back over to the top of the lineup now for the 4th time today. Tyler Gannis is 1 for 1 with an RBI. He's walked, sacrificed, bunted, and then singled for an RBI. First pitch to him, down in the dirt, gets away from Aragon, and that is going to end up not being enough for Dylan Wilkinson to make it over to third base.
Why with Donahue, the second baseman, he's playing close to the second base bag, and we know how often Tyler Gannis will go to right field, and there's a ton of room between the first and second baseman there, and there's plenty of room there in Raptors Ridge as well. So if Tyler Gannis goes the other way, I think he's going to get a base hit.
He swings and misses on the 1-0 count. That one a bit down in the zone, but it would have been a called strike anyway. Just snuck a little bit below his barrel. So it's a 1-1 count on Tyler Gannis. Let's go Raptor chants are going on throughout Lindquist Field. Oakley, the daughter of Seth Spencer, is the one who leads all of those chants. 1-1 pitch misses a bit too low. Close call, but it went the Raptors' way, so it's now a 2-1 count in favor of Tyler Gannis.
She does a good job getting those chants. You can hear her from a mile away.
2-1 count, checking the runner is Schaefer. That runner is Wilkinson. His next pitch is taken up high in the air to right field. Racing in on it is going to be Castaneda, but that drops fair between a host of 3 different convening Yuba-Sutter Freebirds, and that allows Tyler Gannis to make it to first and Dylan Wilkinson to make it to third.
So that Bermuda triangle, right fielder, first baseman, and second baseman all going after it. And Tyler Gannis just found the perfect spot. 7 singles last Sunday. He's got 2 singles and has reached base 3 times. And he also had a RBI and a bunt. That's the only time he hasn't reached base. So another good game for Tyler Gannis.
Just a very reliable leadoff guy. You can pretty much count on the fact that he's going to make a strong effort to get on base. And even if he doesn't get on base, he's going to work the pitch count of the pitcher up, which is also important. First pitch to Carmine Lane, tails out of the zone for ball 1.
Corner infield's playing in. Third baseman playing towards the grass. Middle infielders playing to try to turn 2 up the middle.
1-0 count. The go-ahead run is Wilkinson over on third. Carmine Lane half-heartedly goes through the zone as he tried to hold his hands back unsuccessfully for strike 1. So it's a 1-1 count on Carmine Lane, who is 1 for 3 today. 1 RBI to his name. Wilkinson, a very small lead off of third. Gannis, a slightly larger one off first. This one unloaded on, but taken up in the air and foul. Tied up at 8 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Raptors have racked up 12 hits. Yuba-Sutter has hit 9 times. But regardless, the run tally still the same at 8. Go-ahead run for the Raptors is Dylan Wilkinson on third. 1 out, runners on the corners. Lane needs to protect on a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch from Schaefer. He hits this one off the edge of his bat, past an outstretched glove of Schaefer. Taking it is going to be Donahue, and he does scoop it to get the out over at first, but Dylan Wilkinson comes around to score to give the Raptors a 9-8 lead.
Not how Lane drew it up, but he'll certainly take it. It was just a dribbler off the end of the bat, and there was really only one play for Yuba-Sutter, and that was the first, and so Carmine Lane will take the RBI. And that is the second RBI for him so far in this second game, and that's number 99 on the season. So he just went away from the 100 RBI mark.
Chase Valentine, a guy who has already surpassed that mark with 102 RBI, steps up to the plate with Tyler Gannis at second in scoring position. The first pitch that he sees is a called strike, bottom of the strike zone. Valentine is 0 for today. Pop out, line out, and a ground out. It's kind of gotten out in all different ways besides a strikeout, so Valentine will look to improve his stat line. Here's the 0-1 pitch. He takes this one high in the air, looking like another flyout. Coming in on it is going to be Zeb Rose. He's got a decent beat on it, and he makes the catch for the last out of the inning. Ogden Raptors add 1 run off of that Carmine Lane almost swinging bunt, but nonetheless, they lead it by 1. 9-8 as we head into our final 2 innings in this shortened 7-inning game. Stay with us on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Nothing I do seems to pay any dividends, you know.
How many of you feel the same as Alexander?
Yes, me. Yeah, for sure.
How many of you have been following the steps?
I want to, but it's hard to remember all of them. Right?
Same here. It's way too complicated.
Let's take a break.
Is it over?
Get your money working by becoming a member of America First Credit Union today.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
It's in the thrill of starting strong, making gains. It's the real connections in between. It's in the satisfaction of being on the move. That brilliant feeling of getting somewhere.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Tickets are on sale now by calling 801-393-2450 or at ogden-raptors.com, or simply stop by the Linquist Field box office in person at 23rd and Lincoln. The Raptors are the 9th highest attended sports team in Utah, including the colleges, and the #1 attended venue north of Salt Lake. Let me tell you, I've spent my summer here at the ballpark. There is no better place to be.
Just a beautiful setting. View of the mountains. This is about perfect.
Absolutely cannot complain. That one, hard hit past a leaping Chase Valentine. That's going to go down into left field for a leadoff base hit. Great way to start the inning off the bat of Cooper Hext. An inning where the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds enter into trailing by 1.
And Ira Austin, the new Raptors pitcher. This is certainly a huge inning considering that Yuba-Sutter's got the heart of their order up right now. He's got a 2-0 record. Pioneer League's batting .321 against him.
And Austin has already appeared a couple times in this series thus far. He's been a pretty reliable reliever, has Austin, in this second half of the season for the Ogden Raptors. Has played 3 times in this series. Has yet to give up a run in over 3 innings of work. Pitched an inning in game 1, an inning in game 3, and an inning in 2/3 back in game 4. Has only given up 1 hit, no runs, and he has faced 12 batters. So now he's given up 2 hits. Obviously, Cooper Hext getting a hit. Pickoff throw, over to first base is not in time. Cooper Hext will stay there safely. Zach Chamizo is the next man up for the Freebirds. Lefty on righty action. Chamizo, home run today and a single. Next pitch, on the 1-0, misses up high as well. So it's now 2-0 to Chamizo. Austin, sidearm thrower, very lanky guy, kind of just a onslaught of legs and arms and just limbs as a whole flying at you when he pitches. The 2-0 is lifted up and away foul, just barely skirting the net behind home and sailing into the plate, the road out behind home plate.
Somehow that thing missed the net. I swear it went through the net. Not sure how it missed it.
We'll check if there's a hole. 2-1 count to Chamizo from Austin. That one misses outside. 9-8 game in favor of the Raptors. Yuba-Sutter got on the board first with 3 runs in the top of the first, 2 in the second, and then 3 in the fourth has got them to their 8-run total. But the Raptors' biggest inning was the bottom of the 5th. They scored 5. That's the reason they're on top by 1. This one turned on for the lead, and it's out of the ballpark. Not that bad of a pitch by Austin down in the zone, but just turned on by Zach Chamizo for his 2nd home run of the game and the biggest one yet. It gives the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds a 1-run lead.
And this crowd is stunned. Chamizo, once he touched home plate, then sprinted to the dugout. 2nd home run of the game, and he now has taken over the Freebirds' lead in home runs with 15. This is a very silent Lindquist Field crowd.
Ira Austin, first pitch called strike to Christian Castaneda. So Austin has now officially given up his first 2 runs to this Yuba-Sutter Freebirds team. They come in his 4th appearance, and the 0-1 pitch hits the helmet of Castaneda. You could hear it all the way back here in our booth. Castaneda will immediately take it off, and the trainer is going to quickly go run out and have a look at him.
Just an off-speed pitch. He got away from Austin. Hopefully Castaneda's okay.
The good news, if there is good news getting hit in the head, it was 76 miles an hour, which is still really fast. But Austin can sneak up into the upper 80s, which would have done a lot more damage.
It looked like it got him square in the helmet, and the helmet looks like it did its job. It looks like he's going to be able to stay in the game. It looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter. Andrew Kirchner looks like he's going to bat for Duarte.
So remember, I talked about Andrew Kirchner earlier in this game. Kirchner is the man who has had 13 RBIs through 5 games in this series. He had been the hot bat in terms of getting runners across home plate. Andrew Kirchner played in the game this morning. The powerful left-hander for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. 1 for 4 this morning, contributed to 2 more RBIs. Definitely a guy that you want up to the bat when there are no outs, a runner on first, and the game is close, 10-9 in favor of your team. Duarte's playing left field, which is not a place that Kirchner has played yet in this series, so this is likely just a pinch hit. Austin will step off the rubber and call time. He'll recollect himself. Runner on first is Christian Castaneda, who seems to be okay. Austin and his defense still need the first out of this inning. 2 runs have already been scored. First pitch, taken right back up the middle, almost hits Austin. He dives out of the way, but that's going to go into center field. And rounding second and taking third is Castaneda, as once again, Colston Lawrence's lackluster effort towards the ball in center field allows a runner to extend.
Boy, Austin was certainly lucky that ball didn't hit him, as that was hit 106 miles an hour off the bat. And Kirchner put a pretty good swing on it. Now it looks like Kirchner is going to be pulled for a pinch runner. It might be Duarte coming back in to run for him. It does look like Duarte is going to run for Kirchner.
So Duarte is back in. Kirchner sees 1 pitch, takes it to the outfield, does his job, and he'll sit back down. Now runners on the corners for Jordan Donahue. He shows bunt on the first pitch and pops it up foul up towards the dugout of the Ogden Raptors.
The squeeze play, but it looked like it was a safety squeeze as Castaneda wasn't charging towards the plate. Would have been a suicide squeeze, and he would have been coming in. The bunt would have had to have come in from Donahue.
Off-speed pitch with over 7 inches of movement works its way into the strike zone. Or called strike 2 going up against Donahue. Donahue not able to bunt anymore with this 2-strike situation.
Infield playing halfway. Well, the Valentine's playing a little bit more towards double play depth.
Next pitch misses a bit inside or outside to the left-hander, so it'll be a 1-2 count. So a 1-2 count as Donahue has a couple words with the umpire to check in. Donahue still searching for his first hit today. He's 0 for 3. Team is winning by 1. No outs. Runners threatening. 1-2 pitch from Austin, and that hits him again. Ira Austin, a at-bat that he had in the palm of his hand and just gives it away. Two hit batters by Ira Austin. And I think today's just a good indication of no matter how great of a pitcher you are, it's hard to stay solid through 4 different relief appearances in the span of 4 days.
And he got up quite a bit during that first game, and just doesn't look like he's quite sharp. With the 2 hit batters, it's the 5th time. He's now hit 5 batters in about 19 innings. And now the infield's come all the way in. They're going to cut off anything to the plate with the bases loaded.
Bases loaded, no outs. Ogden Raptors trail by 1. A doable deficit, trying to make sure it's not a crooked number here in the top of the 6th. It's already been 2 runs scored in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch from Austin misses outside. The batter is Diego Aragon. Castaneda is the man on third. Duarte on second, Donahue on first. The next pitch taken high in the air to left field. Tyler Gannis gets on his horse, sprinting it down, makes the catch on the run. The runner is going to try to come home from third, and he will safely do so. So a great play by Tyler Gannis in left field to get one out, but good base running by Castaneda, and he makes it home to give his team a 2-run lead now.
Good running catch by Gannis. They made the right choice in throwing it towards third base to keep the 2 runners at first and second, respectively.
1 out now. Runners are on first and second, so the infield will still creep up into somewhat shallow depth, but not as shallow as they had been. Batter is Kyle Carlson, ready for the first pitch. The runners go. It's taken right back up the middle. Sliding catch is made by Cole Jordan. Unable to touch second, but they will get one out over at first. And the double steal was very successful there as Cole Jordan, despite the fact that he caught an 102-mile-an-hour line drive off of one hop, was still not able to get the out at second.
Yeah, the runners being in motion saved that from being a double play, as certainly Jordan looked at second base, but the runner was already at the bag, and so he really only had one play, and that was to first.
Nunez swings and misses on the first pitch that comes in to him for strike 1. 3 runs have scored so far in the top of this 6th inning. It's an 11-9 lead in favor of the Freebirds. If you're Ira Austin, I think you could live with 3 runs being given up if you can get out of this inning right now. 0-1 misses outside to make it a 1-1 count.
Well, with the way the Raptors can hit the ball, you know that they're certainly within striking range. And remember, Yuba-Sutter's closer worked the first game. In fact, he had 4 outs in the first game, so he's probably unavailable in the second game.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Austin. That one misses outside as well. Carmine Lane laying out to make sure that that ball stays in front of him. 2-1 count against Nunez now. Austin, with his glove folded into his chest, now at his belt, goes into his motion for the 2-1 pitch. That one swung on and missed, and we're at 2-2. Two, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Austin trying to get out of this inning, giving up a 3 spot and nothing more. His team down by 2. The pitch outside, ball 3. We're full. Got to be careful offering it right over the plate and challenging the strike zone too much with Nunez. He's already hit a home run today. Another one would give his team a 5-run lead. Payoff pitch from Austin. 2 outs. Outside, he walked him. Wasn't very close, actually.
He's missing quite often towards that left-handed batter's box. That's where he hit Donahue, and it seems like, for whatever reason, with his mechanics, somehow that ball's just kind of floating, glove side towards left-handed batter's box.
And now the bad news for Austin is Zeb Rose is going to be the next batter up. And after Rose, even including Rose, you're into the meat of the order with Hext, Camizo, and Castaneda. 2 of those 3 owning home runs today. His first pitch to Rose misses too low for ball 1. Rose is the 9th batter to come up to bat in this inning. After him, you've got Hext and Chamizo. Hext, who singled. Chamizo, who hit a home run already in this inning. Austin gets his sign. Bases loaded, forcing any base to end the inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that misses outside as well. Now, if you're the batter and you're seeing Austin struggle to locate, you might just force him to throw a strike to you before you take the bat off your shoulder.
And probably take a strike, force him to get over the plate.
Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one swung on and fouled away, so Rose not totally listening to our advice.
Well, that would be how the old baseball book would be written. You'll take a strike in a situation like that when a guy's having a tough time throwing strikes. But, of course, a guy like Rose probably thinking this would be the time where he'd groove you one.
Austin toys with his rosin bag behind the rubber on the back of the mound. Now toes the rubber on the furthest third base side that he can. 2-1 count to Rose. Bases loaded. The pitch called strike in the middle of the strike zone, and we're at deuces once again. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. It's a 2-run lead for the Freebirds. I always try to find my 4th 2.
And you found it.
Big deep breath for Ira Austin as the ball's behind his back. He brings it into his glove at his belt high. 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swung on. Tapped lightly into right field. Coming in on it is Bradley Pell, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So the Ogden Raptors give up 3 runs, but it could have been much worse. Yuba-Sutter, a 2-run lead. 11-9 as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
I had a couple of friends that have come here, and they said that the education from the instructors was just really great. It was kind of between Davis Tech and here, and I decided to pick here because of the instructors. I've always loved hair, nail, and skin and all of those things, so I just thought it was a perfect career opportunity to be able to make my own schedule and do what I love. I really love doing men's haircuts, so that's probably my favorite. That, and then just coloring's fun because you get to experiment and kind of create new things, which is always fun. It's fun because they're like our instructors and they teach us lots, but they've always become like our friends, and they're always like motivating us to do new things and challenging us and like really care about us individually and like what's going on in our lives at home, what's going on in our life at school, and they're just very compassionate towards us. I would say 100% do it, even if you're kind of on the edge, because you meet a lot of new friends, you make great relationships, and then it's just fun. You learn a lot of like life skills as well, which is great, but it's just overall a great program. I'm Callie Rasmussen, and I'm a cosmetology student here at OTEC.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable. And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love.
I'd fix just about anything.
You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that.
But you won't do that.
At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. I think my parents are tuning in on 88.9 FM In the Park Radio as they are here in the park for my final game this summer. New pitcher is in for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. He will face off first against the powerful Colson Lawrence for the Ogden Raptors. That's Isaiah Williams, the tall lefty for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. His first pitch misses inside for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one's down low as well.
I think Williams started one of the games in this series. I think it was a game on Wednesday. Williams came in and threw the ball well.
Started in game 2, went 5 2/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, did walk 7, but he was credited with the win. That was the game that the Raptors left 13 runners on base. The 2-0 is ripped into left field over the head of Josh Duarte, and that's going to be a single for Colson Lawrence as the ricochet got the ball into the hand of Duarte really quickly, and Colson Lawrence, who has been kind of slow moving throughout this entire day, was not able to extend and make it 2.
4th base hit for Lawrence. He's just a triple away from the cycle. 2 homers, a double, and now a single. That's certainly huge. With Williams, he can be a little bit wild, so you got to make sure that he gets the ball over the plate and give you something good to hit.
And the Raptors obviously aware of that. I mean, they were the ones who were offered up the 7 walks that Williams gave up in game 2. First pitch, a called strike coming in to Tyler Stone. So the single by Colson Lawrence gets the runner on base that would cut the lead of the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds to 1. Tying run is Tyler Stone at the plate. A 1 pitch. Flies this one. Shallow into foul territory. It's going to be Chamizo calling off his teammates, and he makes the catch just shy of the bullpen mound of the Ogden Raptors foul territory for the first out of the inning. Probably a frustrating out for Tyler Stone. Unable to even move a base runner with it. So now,
with Cole Jordan at the plate, you wonder if they put a play on you. Lawrence, a pretty good base runner. You wonder, especially with that second baseman hanging out towards the second base bag, this might be a good time for a hit and run.
Lawrence leads off of first, his right hand hanging between his legs. First pitch is low and inside to Cole Jordan. The only thing about the hit and run with a left-handed pitcher is you can't get that great of a jump because his eyes are just straight on you the whole time.
It's also not that easy with a guy that doesn't find the strike zone consistently. Usually hit and run works well when you got a pitcher that's got better control than what Williams has.
1-0 pitch up high. Good snag by Aragon to keep the ball in front of him. Also, Colson Lawrence, we have talked about a little bit, playing his 12th game in 13 days. Not the fastest moving we've ever seen him today.
Legs are probably a little bit tired.
2-0 pitch. Cole Jordan swings on this one and lifts it foul up and out of play.
Well, as you mentioned, there's been some pretty durable Raptors. Valentine's the only guy that started in all 84 games. Lawrence has played in all 84. He started all but one. And Carmine Lane has played and started in all but one game this year.
Here's the 2-1 pitch into Jordan. He fouls this one back into the netting, so it's now a 2-2 count against the Newport Beach, California native. My favorite ball kid, Phoenix, if anyone was wondering, is still putting in work back there. Long day for him. Isaiah Williams leans forward. Bright yellow cleats on his feet. Here comes his 2-2 offering. That misses well outside. So it's now a full count. These payoff pitch situations are hard when you're facing Williams because you don't want to chase anything, as you know he doesn't have great control, but you're still in a position where you're trying to protect your strike zone a little bit. Here it comes. The runner goes. It's hit up in the air. Colson Lawrence is going to have to retreat as Zeb Rose comes in from center field and makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
Zeb Rose, the center fielder, has an unusually large glove. I don't even know if that's regulation size. That is a huge weapon that he's got on his right hand.
I talked earlier today about how small the glove that I have is. I think 3 of my Little League gloves could probably fit in Zeb Rose's glove. 2 outs now for Garrett Bivacqua, who's 1 for 3 today. His one was a home run that started off the second inning. Since then, he's grounded out to second base twice. First pitch to him, misses well outside. Williams has not given up a walk yet. 4th batter that he's faced. Remember, he gave up 7 walks in game 2 that he started in. Didn't prove to be too detrimental, though. His team winning that game. Pickoff throw, and Colson Lawrence will scamper back to first base safely. So now Garrett Bivacqua will step into the box. Looking at a 1-0 count, upright stance. Does a good job getting down to lower balls in the zone and elevating them. 1-0 pitch. Misses just a bit too high, and it's 2-0. Bivacqua leans back and has a couple words with the home plate umpire before stepping back in. White gloves on his black bat. 2-0 count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That misses outside as well, and I'd be surprised if we see any movement from Bivacqua's bat on this next one, especially going against Williams, a guy with not great control.
Probably taking 1, maybe 2 strikes as the Raptors need base runners here. Right-hander loosening up for Ogden. Looks like it's Jonathan Ramallo, as he may work the top of the 7th.
The 3-0. Misses a bit inside, and a 4-pitch walk given up to Garrett Bivacqua. Runners are on first and second, and Dylan Wilkinson in his final game as a Raptor this season comes in representing the go-ahead run. Tying run just got on base. That's Garrett Bivacqua. He's taking off his white batting gloves, standing atop the first base bag.
Well, what a scenario. His last game, your last game, and it's possible that Wilkinson could put together a great moment here at Lindquist Field.
Wilkinson has singled 3 times today. Opposite field twice, pull side once, has come around to score himself 3 times as well off of all of those singles. 2 outs, though. Big moment. Wilkinson watches the first pitch, swings and misses, doesn't connect, strike 1. A lot of neon going on for Yuba-Sutter. You've got the neon orange catching gear of Diego Aragon. Also neon yellow shoes on the feet of Isaiah Williams, your relief pitcher. 0-1 pitch, misses up high, and it's now 1-1 to Wilkinson. Raptors today, in today's game, with runners in scoring position, are 3 for 8. They're batting .375. Next pitch to Wilkinson, misses down in the dirt. Biggest thing for the Raptors, though, is with 2 outs, they're batting .444. Remember, 4 of their initial runs in this game came with 2 outs. So they have done well putting together 2-out rallies and elongating innings. Wilkinson trying to do that here with a 2-1 count. Williams, glove at his belt. He kicks, steals, misses outside. It's 3-1. Once again, Wilkinson in a position to be choosy, considering that Williams doesn't have the greatest control. (3-1) from Williams to Wilkinson. Swung on, missed, and we're full. Wilkinson did have the green light. He used it.
Wilkinson asked the home plate umpire if he swung at a strike, and that one might have been a little bit high.
Payoff pitch incoming from Wilkinson. 2 outs. Tying run at first. He hits this one up the third base line, but foul. That one was definitely a ball, but good thing you got a piece of it.
Sometimes just too close to take. You know, obviously both teams have some red pocket mobile strike zone challenges available if they need here late in this game. Or remember, it's just a 7-inning game.
We have 1 inning left to play after this, bottom of the 6th. Yuba-Sutter leads it by 2 right now. Payoff pitch for the second time. Wilkinson hits this one left field, out of play, once again foul. Wilkinson continuing to battle. There's my King Phoenix bringing our umpire new balls. Ed Campanello looks on. Campanello in blue on the back of his jersey. Red, number 7 sitting below it. Payoff pitch for the 3rd time. Wilkinson, bat at the ready, pointing towards the sky. Here it comes. He swings this one on the line, on the ground, over to Nunez at shortstop, and he makes the play over to first base. 2 runners get stranded, and the Ogden Raptors will enter into the last inning of play, trailing by 2. You're listening to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Hey, gang, you're watching Ogden Raptors professional baseball right here on the Raptors Baseball Network. Ciao, baby.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Final inning of play, and Jonathan Ramallo is in the game. Of all of the men on the active roster, when it comes to the pitching staff, Ramallo has the most saves of anyone at 2. 1-0 count as Ramallo's first batter that he faces will be Cooper Hext. Next pitch misses outside. Now 2-0.
Ramallo, Pioneer League batters are hitting just 128 against him. 1-2 record with a 5.25 earned run average.
Today, Cooper Hext hit that hard hit single in the 6th inning that prompted the 3-run slide that the Raptors gave up. He swings and misses on the 2-0 pitch, doesn't connect, and it's now A 2-1 count in favor still of Hext, though. That 3-run top of the 6th is ultimately what gave Yuba-Sutter their 2-run lead as it sits right now. They lead at 11-9. Final inning of play. Remember, 7-inning game. This is our last inning. 2-1 pitch. Misses way outside. Now a 3-1 count. I'm powered by Pepsi right now, Tyson. Long day. We're into our 14th inning that we've called today.
There's absolutely no way you can get through a doubleheader without a good, strong Pepsi.
This one hit into left field. Going over on it is Cole Jordan. It's a 3-run lead. Cooper Hext might be putting the exclamation point on this game for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. A dream-shattering home run for the powerful left-handed DH.
7th home run of the year, and Cooper Hext just lined it towards left center field and Apotaco, and well, that's exactly what Yuba-Sutter needed, is they're looking for some insurance, and well, that's a tough one for the Raptors.
Jonathan Romalo's next pitch works inside on Zach Chamizo. Next man up for ball 1. That's the 3rd inning we've had today that had a leadoff homer. 2 for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds, 1 for the Ogden Raptors. Kind of unique there. Romalo and his defense still searching for the first out of this inning. 1-0 count incoming to Chamizo. Open stance for the lefty. He's way ahead of the 79-mile-an-hour off speed for strike 1. Full sunlit field here at 4:47 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. The green of the grass popping against the brown dirt. The 1-1 pitch lined up the first base line. Foul. Make it a 1-2 count in Romalo's favor. Jonathan Romalo, the right-handed closer, has come in a couple times in this series. Home series, I should say. One time in this series itself. Won an inning, gave up a hit and no runs. In game 4, his 1-2 pitch misses way outside for ball 2. I think you're really getting a look right now at the way that too much load can strain relievers. Every team in the Pioneer League has to deal with it. It's just hard to be fresh. Romalo, his 2-2 offering. High left leg kick is hit, pulled, right field, now foul towards his own bullpen and out of play.
Yeah, it's just tough when starting pitchers don't go all that often. You know, when you go 4 or 5 innings, game in and game out, it puts a lot of strain on the bullpen.
Romalo, the right-hander from Miami, Florida, going up against Zach Chamizo, the left-hander from Lincoln, California. Lincoln, California, the closest to Yuba-Sutter of almost anywhere on the team. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed as Romalo gets Chamizo to chase one outside of the zone for strikeout.
Good pitch by Romalo. He was able to get Chamizo to chase that one. Certainly big for the Raptors to get him out, considering he has homered twice in this game.
So next man up will be Christian Castaneda. Castaneda hit that powerful double in both innings 1 and 4. First pitch misses badly.
Castaneda got hit in the helmet, so he looks like he's a bit fired up as he's having a conversation with Lane.
Well, it's the second time he's been hit in the helmet in back-to-back at-bats.
He was hitting the helmet, and then that one was behind him. It's Castaneda. He's, especially this being the last regular season meeting, he's been uncertain about that one.
It was different pitchers. The first one was Austin. The next one by Romalo.
Yes, it's gotten the ire of Yuba-Sutter a little bit. Now the Raptors dugout, Ed Campanello having some words. And now Campanello yelling at the first base coach. The first base coach is walking towards the plate.
Warnings have been issued pretty loudly by our home plate umpire, as Ed Campanello was definitely having a few words with him as well as Castaneda. But after all of the hubbub, we're calmed down, and it's a 1-0 count after the pitch behind Castaneda.
It's been a long afternoon, and temper's starting to flare here at Lindquist Field.
1-0 pitch coming from Romalo. That one down the middle called strike. So Romalo trying to answer more so with his play than anything uncouth or untasteful. Romalo has gotten one out in this inning, has also given up a homer. His 1-1 pitch, bit too high for ball 2. Before getting hit in the head, Castaneda had doubled twice, lined out in the second inning, so he is 2 for 3 on the day, but then got on base because of that head shot and went on to score. He stands at the ready, waving his teal bat. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and he's ahead of an off-speed that caught the bottom of the zone by Castaneda. So now Castaneda is having success with the off-speed. We'll see what he decides to go for on the 2-2. Two-two pitch. Crowd getting a little bit angsty here at Lindquist. The pitch off the hands, foul of Castaneda, and he lives to see another pitch. Toying with his gloves and his batter, Castaneda, making sure everything's sticky enough. His team up 12-9. They made their lead 1 run bigger with a solo shot at the beginning of this inning. The 2-2 pitch misses outside, and we are full. Full count as Romalo is looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Now, on a 2-2 count, he got Chamizo to chase something out of the zone. Harder to do that when it's a full count scenario. Here comes the pitch. That's too high, and he's given up a walk. So as of now, Castaneda, let's say, has the last laugh in that little face-off. Puts a runner on first for Josh Duarte. Duarte got pinch hit for in the last inning. Kirchner came in, hit a hard hit single right up the middle, and then immediately got subbed back out. On Duarte's stat line, he's 1 for 3. Big lead, and he takes this one. Straightaway center. Colson Lawrence seems to have an eye on it, and he makes the grab shy of the warning track for the second out of the inning. Retreating back to first is Christian Castaneda.
Things starting to simmer and kind of calm down a little bit, but it looked like things were pretty heated on the field for a little bit when Castaneda had the ball go behind him.
Jordan Donahue will be the next man up, the left-hander. Today, he has yet to record a hit. Was hit by a pitch his last time up. First pitch misses outside. Raptors looking to end this inning, having only given up 1 run. Not only, but having given up 1 run. It would make it a 12-9 game and a 3-run deficit that they needed to overcome in the bottom of this 7th. Remember, a abbreviated 7-run game, so we're in our last inning here. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one does catch the outside of the strike zone for called strike 1. Now, both of these teams still have challenges left, and I'm surprised we haven't seen any, as Yuba-Sutter is in their last inning to use it.
Nobody warming up for Yuba-Sutter, so we'll probably see Isaiah Williams on the mound in the bottom of the 7th.
1-1 pulled, and that one is towards a warehouse building out there that I don't think I've actually seen a ball get close to yet. He was really, really far ahead, was Donahue. Romalo 1 out away from trying to end this inning. Give his Raptors a 3-run deficit to try to overcome. 1-2, 2 outs. There is a runner on first. Yuba-Sutter leads this one by 3. The runner goes, and it is fouled away. Carmine Lane was already popping up into his throwing stance. Remember, Carmine has had a little bit of trouble throwing down to second in this game. Had the errant throw that almost decapitated his pitcher, and then the next one that hit the runner.
Like both catchers, as Yuba-Sutter had one that ricocheted off a pitcher.
Here's the 1-2 once again. That one's outside. The runner stays put that time. And we're now at deuces. 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs. Can't find my 4th 2 today. We're playing game 2 of the doubleheader.
That's right.
Jonathan towing the rubber on the third base side. The runner goes. The throw down from Carmine Lane is not in time, and that's another stolen base. Lane's throw continues to just be a tiny bit too far to the right, so Chase Valentine has to shade a little bit too far to his left to catch it, and by the time that happens, the runner is already at second safely. Count is full. Romalo trying to avoid walk number 2. Here's pitch taken on a rope, handled by Cole Jordan after 1 hop, and given off to Tyler Stone for the final out of the inning. 99 miles an hour off the bat, no problem for Cole Jordan in the infield. And the Raptors have a 9-12 deficit that they need to overcome. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Wait, use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
This is Emmy with the Ogden Raptors, and now back for more baseball.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Ogden Raptors need to put together a 3-run rally to force knockout rounds. The 4th run would walk this thing off. They'll be led off by Bradley Pell, the 9-hole hitter, and then they'll roll over to the top of their order. So Pell, if he can get on base, you've got some of the best bats in the lineup coming up after him. Isaiah Williams is still the pitcher in for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. Pell today, 1 for 2. Singled, grounded out, and also hit a sacrifice bunt. First pitch to him, misses outside for ball 1. Remind you, Williams, the pitcher who walked 7 batters in his start against the Ogden Raptors on Wednesday. His 1-0 pitch does find the strike zone. He seems to have had better control today. He's only given up 1 walk, and the Raptors have yet to score against him. He came in to pitch at the beginning of the 6th inning. His 1-1 pitch to Bradley Pell is an off-speed that missed a bit too high for ball 2. We're going to get a Red Pocket Mobile strike zone challenge. And it is a confirmed ball. So losing one of their challenges is Yuba-Sutter, but there's only 3 more outs to use them.
There might have been a misspeak with the PA as they're letting them know that Yuba-Sutter still has 1 challenge left.
Our umpire has some pipes.
Can hear him all the way from up here.
His voice travels. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Pell fouls it back, and now it's a 2-2 count. So Yuba-Sutter will have 1 challenge remaining for the next 3 outs. Raptors have 2. Isaiah Williams' next pitch is taken on the ground. Charging it is Donahue. He handles it at second and gives it off to Carlson for the first out of this bottom of the 7th inning. Yuba-Sutter needs 2 more to secure the series victory. Would be quite an upset for the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds, but they've been accustomed to upsetting teams, taking those 2 games over Modesto recently, snapping the 17-game win streak, and then having already picked up 3 games in this series where Ogden entered in with a much better record than them. So Tyler Gannis, the leadoff man, will come up to bat. The first pitch that he sees is a called strike on the outside of the zone. 0-1 count with 1 out. Gannis, the man who set a Pioneer League record last Sunday with 7 hits. Next pitch, check swing. He did go around, called strike 2. Gannis can usually avoid striking out, but falling behind 0-2, not a great position for him. Some fans at Lindquist still getting their final Pepsis of the game. Final 2 outs to do so. Oh, 2 count to Gannis. He needs to protect the pitch from Williams. Swung on and missed. Tyler Gannis sat down in 3 pitches. Uncharacteristic second out of this 7th inning recorded, and the Raptors are going to need to score 3 runs on 2 outs.
Gannis doesn't normally chase out of the zone, but with 2 strikes, just trying to protect, and that one was a bit outside, and Gannis just couldn't help himself as he's the 2nd out here.
So Carmine Lane, with the hopes and dreams of his team on his shoulders, with 2 outs, they trail by 3. First pitch from Williams, misses up too high, 1-0. Williams is looking to pick up his 2nd victory over the Ogden Raptors. Got the win. This one I think would be save territory as it was within 3. His next pitch called strike in the strike zone, so it's a 1-1 count to Carmine Lane. Carmine 1 for 4 today, does have 2 RBIs. His single back in the 2nd inning brought 2 runs across home plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one misses outside. Williams working with the tempo of that of a player who plays for a team who's trying to get out of here.
He's pitching as if he's double parked.
Here's the 2-1 from Williams with 2 outs to Lane. He swings on that next one, and it's now 2-2. The Raptors are down to their last strike. Raptors had a lead in this game at one point, but they have been outscored. Yuba-Sutter putting up 3 different 3 spots in the game. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Up high in on the jaw of Carmine, and it's a full count. Carmine steps in the box and digs in. Left foot closer to home plate, a closed stance with his bare-handed gloves on the bat. Payoff pitch, swings, fouled up the third base line. We'll do it again. Carmine picks up dirt as he's been known to do, rubs it between his bare hands, and now steps back in. Isaiah Williams, glove at his belt, neon shoes reflecting the sun. Side step now into his motion. Payoff pitch. Swung on. Taken to center field. Coming over on it is Zeb Rouse. And he makes the catch while high stepping for the final out of the ball game. Yuba-Sutter upsets the Ogden Raptors, and they take the series 4-2. They won the first 2 games of this series, dropped the middle 2, and then won both of the games on this doubleheader today to win the series. This game is a 12-9 victory for them, powered by their late game surge, scoring 4 runs in the final 2 innings. While they celebrate, we'll go to a quick break, and then when we come back, it'll be time for the Ogden Raptors post-game show, where we assign our Rocky Mountain Propane Flamethrower of the Game and our Golden Bat. That's for this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
The environmental benefits of propane are many and growing. Every day, millions of Americans use propane for dependable energy at home, at work, on the road, and beyond. Propane is the energy for everyone because propane is reliable, versatile, and affordable. But it's more than that. It's also an excellent way to reduce emissions while meeting energy needs. And reducing emissions is good for everyone, now and in the future. That's why major advances are being made right now to produce more renewable propane, sourced from used cooking oil and other waste products. Material once headed for the landfill is being converted into an energy that adds no new carbon to the atmosphere when burned. Renewable propane's carbon footprint is smaller than almost any alternative energy source, including diesel, natural gas, and electricity too. And the supply of renewable propane is growing rapidly, helping to reduce harmful emissions without sacrificing performance. Renewable propane is helping to write the next chapter of clean energy for families, for businesses, for farms, for everyone. Learn more about how the energy for everyone is growing. Visit propane.com today.
Wait, use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Nothing I do seems to pay any dividends, you know.
How many of you feel the same as Alexander?
Yes, me. Yeah, for sure.
How many of you have been following the steps?
I want to, but it's hard to remember all of them.
Right?
Same here. It's way too complicated.
Let's take a break.
Is it over?
Get your money working by becoming a member of America First Credit Union today.
At the Prairie Schooner, you can dine in a covered wagon while enjoying our delicious hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, and signature desserts. Go to prairieschoonerrestaurant.com or call us at 801-392-2712 to reserve your table today.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire.
Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. The Yuba-Sutter Freebirds take a win in Game 6 of this series. They win the series 4-2. Ogden falls to 45-39 on the season. Yuba-Sutter improves to 28-56. Now, our Rocky Mountain propane flamethrower of the game is going to have to go to Jared Schaefer. He comes in for 2 innings relief in a week that he already started. Gives up 3 hits, only 1 run, does not strike out anyone, but also only allows 1 run to come across home plate in 10 batters that he faced. He's going to be our Rocky Mountain propane flamethrower of the game, but also to be noted, Isaiah Williams goes 2 innings, gives up 1 hit and no runs. So very impressive stuff from the 2 relievers. As they do a good job with the Yuba-Sutter Freebirds. No player interview today, as we're going to let the team just hang out after a long homestand. If we're tired up here in the booth, can't imagine how tired those players are. But the golden bat of the game is going to have to go to Zach Chamizo. He goes 3 for 4, scores 3 times himself, bats 5 RBIs in, also works a walk. Great day for Zach Chamizo. Highlights should include for the Ogden Raptors the fact that Colson Lawrence went a perfect 4 for 4. He had 2 home runs and batted 4 runs across the plate. So Colson Lawrence with a strong day. Ogden Raptors will go on the road to play the Billings Mustangs in their second to last series of the season. The Yuba-Sutter Freebirds are off to Idaho Falls to play the Chuckers.
Chuckers swept a 6-game series against Red Pocket. For the Raptors, they got 2 weeks left. They got that final road trip against Billings, and then the first 6 days of September, it'll be the final homestand as they will face off against the Glacier Range Riders. And Arden, we just want to thank you for all the great times this season. It's certainly been a ton of fun having you here in the GCB Computers broadcast booth as we've decorated the booth here with all sorts of stuff. And I know you got plenty of snacks to take with you to Lincoln, Nebraska. Certainly been a lot of fun getting to know you over the last few months.
It's been a blast. Well, as always, need to give a lot of thank yous before we end this thing off. Alan Hill was our technical director. I was Arden Locke on play-by-play. Tyson Whiting was alongside me doing our color. Our action camera was manned by Colton Zimmerman. Joshua Ijeka was our fan camera, and Mason Hill was our graphics. I just want to say thank you so much for an incredible season. It's been a pleasure being the voice of the Ogden Raptors throughout this summer. I have loved getting to know all of you guys on the text line here at Linquist Field. And just go Raptors for the rest of the season. Have a great day. Have a great day.